The weekend's here. It's Saturday. Our lesson today is don't be dismissive. The word for you today, this is good little devotional. Our scripture passage is Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. Paul says, each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. Dismissive. Don't be dismissive. What does dismissive mean? It means to tell someone that either they or their idea has no merit. They're not important. No, I don't like your idea. I'm not paying any attention to you. Let's look at this verse and see what it has to say to us about how we are to treat other people. He says, each of you. He's writing to believers in Ephesians. This is directed to each believer. So it's not just to some believers, it's directed to all believers. The second thing he says, each of you should look not only to your own interests. That doesn't mean that what I think doesn't matter. It's not what he's saying. What he's saying is look to the interests of others, but don't dismiss your own. You should not only to your own interests. In other words, your interests, your ideas, your thoughts, those are important. And when you combine those with other people, then we come up with the best solution. So each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. Don't just consider yourself. Think of others. You know, it's incredible how many people never give a thought to how what they're doing affects other people. Have you ever been at somebody's house, there's a bunch of people around, and I don't know, maybe there's a movie on or a ball game on TV or something, and somebody just goes and they stand right in front of the TV, and there's people all behind them, and they can't see it because this person's standing in front of the TV. They're oblivious to the fact that they are blocking everybody else from seeing the TV. They see the TV, but they don't even think about other people who can't see it. Or somebody's driving down the road and they're talking on the phone and they're driving and they're just kind of putting along. And you've got a line of cars behind them and they're not considering how their driving is affecting other people. It's amazing how many people think only of themselves. They're the only ones that really matter. I may be doing something okay and it's fine, but if what I'm doing adversely affects other people, then I'm not thinking of others. And what Paul says here, every believer, consider your thoughts, consider your ideas, yes, but also consider the interests of others. Consider other people. When you're at the store, you check out, and you've got this basket full of stuff to check out, and you see somebody standing behind you and they've got one item. Do you ever let them go? If you let them go in front of you, what you're saying is, you know what? You just have one thing. It'll take that long for you. I've got all of these. This way you don't have to wait on me. It's amazing how many people are so appreciative of that. Or maybe you're in a hurry, but somebody drops something or spills something and they're trying to pick it up. And you just stop and you help them. What you're saying is, you're important enough to interrupt my life. It's amazing how appreciative people are of that. When was the last time you inconvenienced yourself to help someone else? When's the last time you inconvenienced yourself to help someone else? One of the most amazing moments in National Basketball Association history was in 2003, a playoff game between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Dallas Mavericks. Actually, it happened before the game started. A 13-year-old girl, 8th grader, named Natalie Gilbert, was singing the national anthem a cappella. And she starts off, and as she starts off, she gets to a point where she realizes she forgot the words. And she's standing there on national TV with thousands of people in attendance, the players standing there, and she's frozen. Suddenly, a man stands up next to her, puts his arm around her, and he picks up right where she left off. His name is Maurice Cheeks. He was the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. And then she picked up and started singing. You know, a most amazing thing. Then the people in attendance started singing. They ended up finishing the song all together. What could have been a most traumatic and tragic event for this young girl turned out to be such a wonderful memory and touched so many lives. All because a coach, Maurice Cheeks, took time to forget about the ball game for a moment. Remember, this is NBA playoff games. He set that aside because here's a young girl who needed help. And he stepped up and he helped her. He could have just been dismissive of her and said, you know, why are we doing this? We're going to play a ball game. Just get her off the stage and let's get going on. But no. What he said to her says, you are important enough for us all to come together and help you finish this song. You're important enough. You're actually more important than a game. When's the last time you inconvenienced yourself to help somebody else? Don't know that we do it enough. When we just dismiss people, what we're saying is you're not important. Jesus never did that. And you know what? Neither should we. Each of you, each believer, should look not only to your own interests. Maurice Cheeks didn't just pay attention to the fact that he was a coach of one of these teams, but also to the interests of others. He took time to help a 13-year-old girl at a critical time in her life. Today, tomorrow, this week, there may be an opportunity for you or me to notice somebody who's struggling, and we'll either dismiss them as they're not worth our time, or we'll step up and we'll help them. And you know what? It's amazing how God blesses times like that. So just watch for those times. Who knows? Might be you that needs the help. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope to see you Sunday.